What's up, everybody? We got those green candles still chopping about, pushing higher. Man, we got some all-time highs, actually. Surprisingly on Bitcoin and some other things, depending on what currency pair you're looking at. But markets are looking healthy. We got a lot to talk about today. I'm happy to be back with each and every one of you. Have you all that are here, have you practiced a little bit of moment of gratitude today? Have you asked yourself what you're thankful for? What's your goal today? Are you taking steps towards it? Is it on your to-do list to make a 1% move? Just get a little 1% better. I don't just mean in your portfolio, I mean in your life, your health, your happiness, your relationships. We're gonna be talking about these charts. It's only one part of our life though, right? We gotta make sure we come to it with a healthy mind. I see we got the true OGs in here early. Donato Cabrera, Sawtooth Hiker, J715, Tig Old Biddies, Alexandra G, Atropine, always in here first. I love you guys. I appreciate you. We're going to be getting started here in just a few minutes. So I want you guys to think about what's your why? Why are you in this market? Okay, yeah, you want to make some money, but what do you want to do with it? You could tie your why to also the growth of the portfolio, right? You're trying to make 100%, you're trying to make 1,000%, you're trying to make 5x, whatever it is. What's the why? If you understand what the why is, it'll give you more power to stick to your strategy to make sure you get there. That's why I got to ask you that. I see Cargo's in the house. Alice in Obscurity smashed it. Has everybody in here so far? If you are here early, I love you. Hit that like button. Do a little triple tap on that like button, baby. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to be getting going here in just a moment. R.R. Russ says, Jesus loves you all. Well, I love all of you as well. I see, let's get those emojis flying. Let's see, let's get a good vibe in here. Let's cultivate some warmth and some, we are a community. This is all about family. This is about learning from each other because a rising tide raises all ships. Let's ride this wave together. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from the things that I have learned. Learn from my experience. Shortcut your way to success here. All of us could do a better job of learning from other people that have been in the, whether it's life, markets, passions, music, relationships. We just listened a little more and applied a little bit of those lessons that we see where other people have failed and the things that other people have done to get there. Let's shortcut our way to success. It all comes down to letting go of our ego. We got some charts we're going to be looking at. We are jumping in here now. It says, I'm new, but I'm not new. All Easy Tunes 80 says, well, welcome to the family. Everybody, what's your born on date with this channel? As you're flowing in here, let me know. Do you remember what month you started watching? We've been on for about, 13 months now? So, just over a year, but we've built an incredible community. And we're gonna be breaking down these charts. We're gonna be breaking down some altcoins. We're gonna be breaking down some signals. We're gonna be talking about what's going on in this market so that we can ride the wave together. Let's get it, everybody. All right, if you're ready to get this going, if you're ready to look at the charts, throw a one in chat, throw something positive, throw something you're grateful for, and let's get this going. What is up, everybody? It's blockchain, baby. Crypto assets, everything's pumping. We're getting some chop. You got to watch out for a little bit of a pullback that could be coming at any point. We could also just trade sideways. We're going to be breaking that down, looking at what's going on in this market. Let me go ahead and refresh this page right now. As you roll in, if you are here, I want to do a roll call. I want to see this chat flowing. Let's do this as a community, not just me here talking to a camera in a room by myself. Let's make this a vibe. That's what this is about. Let's talk about what's going on. We got Bitcoin over $52,000, broke over last night. Ethereum up over $2,800, $3,000 soon. What price level? I want to see everybody in chat right now. What price level do you think regionally, not Bitcoin, Ethereum is going to get to in the top of this bull market sometime likely in 2025? What do you think Ethereum's top's going to be? There's no wrong answer. Some people may say 5, some people may say 9, some people may say 15. Somebody might be like 30. You know what? It'll be interesting to see where this market goes. Comment down below if you're watching this later. Let me know where you think Ethereum is going. We do have the Ethereum ETF on the horizon. That's probably going to play a major factor on what the possibility of what level Ethereum can go to. But we also have to consider the driving up of Ethereum, or the lack of driving up of Ethereum with this ETF will probably have a pretty large impact on the alt market as well. BNB also making some moves, up 12% in the last week, up 7% overnight. Look at this chart. Boom. Just pumping to the upside. Solana moving its way up, but sort of chopping along. XRP made a bit of a move here as well over this last week, 6%, a little bit less than some of the other ones. We talked about that a bit on Blockchain Basement yesterday. And Cardano just continues this move to the upside. Avalanche, great news with them. They got a partnership with Citigroup, I believe. Well, at least Citigroup said that this is going to be their chain of choice. Chainlink, I mean, this has been, it had this move that led the altcoin market and has been trading sideways. Can we expect a pullback on that? And then, of course, I mean, so the market is just doing so well. If we look at our top losers, let's see this in the 24 hours. Pyth network is down, Pith, however you want to say it. DSO is also down. This is one of those coins I have in my alt portfolio that I stacked into starting last week. And, it's not really moving. Does this mean I'm, everything else is up in the last 24 hours? And we can see that DSO and TIA are the only two that are down. So I'm going to keep my eye on these, potentially stacking into them further. That's what I look for. If everything's performing and one or two or not, that's the one that you can look to adding into. We also see Injective has been chopping over this last 7 days, just chopping sideways range. This actually looks, without even pulling up the chart on a larger scale on TradingView, we can see we got a bit of a head and shoulders here. Is there going to be a drop in Injective? Injective is one of those coins, is probably one of those next ones up I want to add to my portfolio because I was not able to scale into that one yet. Maker also kind of pushing up, bit of an M formation. Things are feeling good. There are some opportunities brewing. We got to make sure we stay ahead of the trends, and on the ones that maybe we're behind on, we got to make sure that we have the capacity and the understanding and the diligence and the knowledge of what's going on in this, with the forethought of what our strategy is on each particular coin that's in our portfolio, that we don't capitulate because we're succumbing to fear. Let me say that again. Markets are about to explode like you would not even believe. We have to make sure we understand what we're holding in our portfolio, the different types of niches that we are getting exposure to, and then also what different levels of capital are flowing into. Where's that capital rotation? Because some of the coins you have are going to be pumping, and you're going to feel like, oh man, this one coin over here is not moving at all. I'm going to jump out of this one that's not moving and put all this into this coin that's moving. Wrong. That is not how you do it. If you believe in projects that you are invested in and you see other stuff moving and this one is not yet, that means you can more likely, better strategy, take some profits or new capital, dry powder into that coin that has not yet moved. This way you can ride this capital rotation up, and away, and you can explode your profits in this market rather than jumping from one moving horse to another, always being caught in the wrong side of a move, and it always reverses on you. You're not making those gains. Let's trade smart. Remember, understand the coins you have in your portfolio. Let's make gains together. We got some things to talk about today. Let's go ahead and jump back into it. By the way, everybody in the room right now, if you have not yet, I want you to ask yourself, What are you grateful for today? Something outside of finance, something outside of crypto. Think about your world. You are at the forefront of the best opportunity of our generation or more. So let's not waste this opportunity. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all of you. And I'm grateful that I have the ability and the drive to wake up every day and come here and just dive into this market, share my experiences, and grow with all of you. So thank you all for being here. Everybody, hit the like button, join this community, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, and we got some things to talk about. So let's do it. If you don't know who I am, welcome. My name is Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy stream, where we break down tools, resources, and targets and strategies, making sure that you can stay on the right side of the trend here and be in the know. So let's talk about it. First things first, macro view. We get so locked into the 4 hour. We get so locked into the 1 hour. We get so scared and hopeful in the 15-minute on the smallest of moves. But let's zoom out. Let's look at this chart right here. This is a 1 week chart, or the weekly chart, I should say. This goes all the way back to this, basically roughly just after the halving. This is about where the halving was. And we can see push up. Everybody got very, very excited. Flush out to the downside. Some people sold, only to have this launch to the upside. Do you want to be that person? Do you want to be that guy that bought hope and sold fear, only to be like, God dang it, you miss out on that move? Hell no, that's not what I'm doing. I understand that we are coming into this period right now, so I am looking for buying opportunities. What are you doing? What is your strategy? If your goal is to increase your portfolio and hopefully as a measurement of the Bitcoin you hold, meaning you're not just looking in the US dollar or the Canadian dollar or the Australian dollar or the peso or the euro. No, you're looking as your portfolio grows over time. Is the value of it in Bitcoin going up? If that's your goal, then, and you're trading on a 15-minute chart and losing every time you short on this uptrend, maybe shorting isn't for you. Shorting is a great tool. Unfortunately, most people, they get too greedy and they try to take too much advantage of the market only to have the market take advantage of them. So we're seeing this uptrend, and the key level that we're looking at, look at this zone right here. We have some support over here. We had a rejection within the zone, rejection within the zone, a rejection at the bottom of this zone, and we are slicing through this zone like it is butter. Does this not make you excited? I'm excited. But the fact that I'm excited also makes me, I realize this within myself. It doesn't mean it cannot continue going, but it makes me realize if I'm excited and so many people are excited, and we come over here to the crypto coin market cap, we go up to the top, let's go to right here, and we can just see we are still heavily in greed. This means the market is ripe to be taken advantage of. And those people that are going to be taken advantage of are the people that are feeling euphoric and very excited. And when we come back over to this chart right here, we can see that there is an opportunity for this to reverse here or retrace. And this is what we want to see. We've seen it all the way up, down. So rise, retrace, continuation. Some choppiness, but essentially a rise, retrace, continuation. This is really a rise range, $7,000 range, but rise, retrace, continuation. 20% retrace, continuation. At some point in this region, whether it's at 50, whether it's at 52, 56, 60, 68, at some point we are going to be looking for a retrace. So while this makes me very excited, my excitement to me also is a signal. Okay, well, just be careful. As exciting as this is, I am not even though I said I'm a net buyer right now, I'm a buyer where the opportunity presents itself. So right here, this is pushing up. I'm waiting for that next opportunity, Even if this goes up another 10%, I'm waiting for the retrace for the next opportunity. If we come over here, let me type this in, Kelly Kellum market cycle cheat sheet. I posted this like 2 years ago or something, but this is a great reminder of what you should be looking at right now, depending on the trend that you're in. Let's make this big so you can see it. You can download this, you can copy it. I'm going to go full screen. You can also go to this tweet. I'm going to share this right in the live chat right now so you guys can go download it if you want. This is a market cycle trading cheat sheet. Go to this page, download this, know it, Understand the trend that you're in. We are in this zone right here. This was that market cycle low, FTX collapse, the sideways range, and then we pushed up. We came down, retested. This was that break of $25,000. This was that comeback down. We're somewhere in this range right here. This is not going to be irrespective of the exact scale of how big the market is. The point here is that this is an uptrend. We're looking for buy opportunity, buy opportunity, buy opportunity. And you may nail some of them right on the head. You may be way off. But the point is, we're not looking to buy the top of these pushes. I mean, you very well can, but the problem is the type of person that buys the top of these pushes, this scares them and they sell here. So they buy high and then they sell low. That's not what you want to do. You want to let it rise, let it retrace, buy the retrace, and ride the continuation. And this breaks down a lot of the different concepts in here about what's going on. Similarly, once we get to a market cycle top, you can look for these shorts, and then you're going to be short focused on the way down, or identify where you want to take profit on your macro long. So know this, understand it, and you will do so much better in this market. So when we're looking at this right here, this is that rise, retrace, continuation, retrace, continuation. This is that uptrend we're talking about. So knowing that we're coming into a key level is beautiful. And if we slice through this, that would be great. And it doesn't upset me, but I'd be looking for where that retrace is going to come at some point in the near future. And maybe we don't get that 40%. Maybe it's only 10%. But the question I have for everybody right now in the chat, let's get a little bit of engagement here in the live chat. I want to see how many of you think we're going to get a retrace at this level. Throw a one in chat if you think we're within if we're within a $500 to $1,000 range of getting a retrace here in the near future. How many of you think, put a 2 in chat, how many of you think that we are going to push up and test into the 60s before we get a retrace, 60s or above? I'm curious to see what you guys do. 1, retrace sooner than later. A 2, not a retrace until we hit 60. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Now let's come back over here. We're going to get into the charts. We got some things to share you. And everybody, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. Join us in this family. We've got a wonderful thing going on. Coming into this zone right here, I do want to point out in the BitLab Discord, I shared, this is in the premium members area, I shared a breakdown. I also shared this on the BitLab YouTube members area. But these liquidation levels, look at this. We pushed up into the zone, got rejected. And then because of this, people got short conscious. They're like, we got a short. It's going back down. How do I know that? Because as this pushes down, we get this area gets brighter and brighter and brighter each time we failed in this zone. And what this is telling me is that shorts were coming into this market and they were starting to get heavy liquidation zones, which are ripe liquidity areas, money that is essentially free, and high risk players that are not using a very smart strategy are piling up their shorts, and we're getting these zones that if price action can push into it, you can get that liquidity essentially flushed out, forced buys. So it's free liquidity. And basically, look at this, boom. This is what we're seeing right here. This is why this is very bright, and then all of a sudden not bright at all. And this is also why, as this pushed up into here, do you notice, if I pull this up on the chart, do you notice, let's come back over here. Let's go to 7-day. Just notice something with me real quick. We can see, let's go ahead and zoom in on this. As this price action pushed into the zone, what do you also notice? This candle, see how, medium-sized candle, medium-sized, and then all of a sudden, as soon as we push into the zone, boom, very quick move up. Why? Forced buying. The closure of those shorts, liquidations, and this fuels this move to the upside, which is why we always want to be careful when we see these very quick moves to the upside. Be excited about it, but be aware a very quick move to the upside typically is not fully supported by underlying spot buyers, the people that are walking into the market and saying, I want to buy. These are, there is some of that, sure, but this is fueled large in part by people being too high risk, having liquidation zones, and having those shorts forced close, which means it's forced buying. Forced buying, when we're looking at this on the chart, also suggests when we're looking, let's go on the 1 hour, this forced buying that we saw coming into this, boom, is also these inefficiencies. We talked about this yesterday, and you tend to have the market come down and say, okay, this was forced buying. Let's see where the buyers actually come in. Boom, right there. Okay, forced buying, prices coming across. At some point, I think we are going to get that test to the downside. We can also see on this zone right here, we push up. Okay, push up. Where do we come down to? Look at this, right on this previous range high. Push up. Okay, where do we come back to? Right on this previous range high. Push up. Trading sideways. It's looking very similar, right? Shout out to Morgan Powell, says bigger gains this bull run, AVAX or Link. My argument is you need AVAX. You don't need it. It's all up to your choice. AVAX and Link are both great projects. They do different things, but I think Link is a stronger player, but I think AVAX may get more gains, but it's all going to be dependent on the different implementations that Link has. I think Link actually underperformed last cycle, and I think that as people become more aware of how strong that infrastructure play is, it's going to be utilized more and more necessary in the space, becoming more of a blue chip for a portfolio. But the point, what I was saying here is, let's watch if this does come down beautifully. Look at this. I'm just going to put my mouse right here on this, right here, where this weekly VWAP is. The volume weighted average price, a great signal to give you a good indication of what market makers are trying to do. When you're above it, they like to come back and test it. When you're below it, they like to come back and test it. You see how, let's see, let me zoom out a little bit. We've been in this strong bull run. So look, come back and test it, and the bulls take back over. So this oscillation of the price action around the VWAP is an important thing to watch, because this is, I don't want to say institutional. It's a good smart money way that, smart participants in the markets pay attention to this. And so what we can see here is this VWAP right here. If I just put my mouse right here and do Option H, that gives me a horizontal line. This is, where did it go? Oh, there we go. This is that line right here. So let's go ahead and delete it. I'll do that again. Option H right here. I just want you to notice this is perfectly in line with where this previous range top is. So this gives me a confluence of strong data that tells me that it wouldn't be some scary thing out of the question. I need to sell because we're dropping. Oh my God. No, I'm not going to be a little baby crybaby. Okay. I'm going to look at the data. I am going to utilize what the chart is telling me so that I can be in position and not be navigating this market by hope and fear. Okay. So on this move to the downside, this would be 100% in context with where testing this previous range high, as well as this known level that smart money watches, this VWAP, which is right here, comes in just above $50,000. So now what does this also tell us? A pullback here would also indicate that the price action, if we bounce here, we are testing above the $50,000 level, that round key beautiful number, as well as this range high, as well as the weekly VWAP. So that's a key player. Is there a fib in the region? Can you tell me if there's a fib? Look at that. Fib right here in this region. So maybe a little wick down in the zone, but point is, we got a lot of support below us. And this does not even bring into context this damn order block. Shout out right now, Alexandra G, $5 super chat. Getting that super chat train running. I appreciate you. I love you. And by the way, special shout out to Alexandra G. She does all of the time codes. So if you're watching this later, you can see. If you guys ever see on YouTube those little lines on a video after it's fully published, it's chapters. You can click right to. You can also go down into the description and you'll see what the time code is. You can click on it. It'll take you right to that part of the video. Yeah. So my point here with all this is markets are feeling good. We're above $52,000. It's not scary if the price action comes back and tests the known level that has 3 points of strong confluence of a support area if it comes down there. Now, if we lose this region and that VWAP, then I would be looking at testing somewhere back down to this blue line. The blue line, the magic blue line that we've been talking about for the whole bull market. And that is this blue line right here. Support, support, support. We lost support here. Rejection all the way, riding this resistance. And then until we now most recently have broken back above it. We even came down and found support on it before we launched up. But as it stands right now, I'm leaning more bullish, watching for whatever potential pullback we can get in this zone. So coming back to this level, this VWAP, that's a 5% drop. If we come down to just this rising level of support here, which is about the same, 6%. If we come down to this, that's only a 10% drop. Now, what if we get another 20% drop? A 20% drop would put us down into basically this region here, testing the neckline of this. Now, if we do drop all the way down into here, I would be considering price action potentially going further to the downside. But as it stands right now, things are looking very bullish, but I am waiting for a bit of a pullback or a test to the downside. The problem with this is things are getting a little irrational right now because things are exciting. Things are exciting with all this buying pressure. If we go through some of these stories that I have in here, and I brought some of them up on Discover, but some of them I didn't. Some of them are just for you guys. Yesterday, Bitcoin hit almost exactly 100% gain in 100 days. That has happened 41 times since 2015. Can you believe that? Bitcoin has had 41 instances of having 100% growth within a 180-day period. What other asset does that and has sustainable fundamentals and new capital flow and new awareness, and it is the darling of choice for people trying to figure out where they can protect their capital, and we haven't even started the true most explosive part of the bull market. We've had 41 different instances since 2015 of Bitcoin having 100% or more gain within half a year. Are you scared? I'm scared if I'm not in Bitcoin. That's what we need to realize. So, coming back over to this, Bitcoin went higher 78% of the time. That means more than that 100%. The average return for the next 180 days was also 100%. As of today, and based on historical data, there is a 50% chance that Bitcoin will hit 100K by August. We'll have to see how that goes. Markets are looking frothy. Markets are feeling good. It feels like it's on track and a beautiful track right now. But let's not get so excited that we don't look for potential retraces. And remember, the retrace is an opportunity for you to stack into your position. So it doesn't bother me if we get the retrace. In fact, I'm calling for it. I want it so that I can take advantage of the market and see also that there is health in this market as it does push to the upside. Let's applaud pullbacks that are healthy and be prepared if they're scary. Excitement and fear, when you're feeling those, there's also a signal with you about different mechanisms you can put in place or utilize so that you can navigate this market healthily. Funding rates not overheated yet. We don't need to go more into this. This is still just showing that it is relatively healthy. We're not getting this huge amount of frothiness and exuberance, which will likely come as the markets start pushing up. But we're still in this early stage. I think somewhere about right in here, like we see on this chart from CryptoQuant. This is an interesting thing I was talking about, frothy. Fidelity directly participating in the market. Does this mean that they're doing some buying outside of OTC, AKA buying off exchange? Remember, the OTC pool can only be so deep. And the scale at which Bitcoin and Fidelity and all these ETFs are buying 12,000 Bitcoin yesterday alone. I mean, let's go. And look at this little dip and then bull flag. We got a bull flag on the buying power of these ETFs within the market. Every bit that this ticks higher is a singing, resounding, supportive just data point for what is to come to Bitcoin. The higher this pushes, the further it impacts that supply crunch as we move into the halving. Now we also see, look at this, how it started. Michael Saylor bet billions on Bitcoin and lost. Did he though? Because they've got $10 billion worth of Bitcoin now. So you know what? We can all be bold. All of you, every single one of you, hit the like button right now if you own any crypto whatsoever. Hit the like button. Drop a 1 in chat if you've ever been in conversations with people in your friends, family, neighbors, whatever, and you had to ask yourself, like, am I the crazy one? I know 4 or 5 years ago, people thought I was insane for being in crypto. And I was doing my diligence. I understood what I was doing, and I had to just accept that they did not yet know. Now, we can't give pushback to these people and argue. All we can do is plant seeds. And sometimes the seed is you're doing so well that you pay off your house, or you buy your mom a house, or you're able to get a new car, or you have no more student loan debt, or whatever, your life is improving and you're also able to help improve other people's lives. So let that be the seed. If people are so ignorant and cognitively dissonant that they can't understand what's in front of their face. Because we're here, baby. We're here to win it. Short-term holder supply. This is really just showing that the retail has not even entered yet. All this wonderful price action is people that have been around in the market. And there are some newcomers, sure, but it's the reignition of some of the people that have been on the sidelines, that have been loosely aware of it. But we have not even seen the flood. The dam is not even opened yet. We can tell that by here's a halving that we're approaching. Look at these this run up that happened, massively into the halving here. And this halving here, we had a pretty big run up. This was at 3,500 to 14,000. And then the pullback, 72% pullback with the black swan. But the point is, look how low this is. This is so low. What is the inverse? Think about this. What is the inverse of short-term supply being low? The inverse of short-term supply being low means that everybody's holding. This means long-term supply high. And what we want to see on this metric is, as this pushes up, when people start taking profits, these long-term holders, some of you all, that people, when we take profits, the people that are buying up here, this is why the supply goes higher and higher and higher into the peak, higher and higher into the peak. I shared a chart about this January of last year, and I outlined exactly what I thought the general shape of what this market was going to do and for 2023 into 2024. And what did I say? Hype cycle buyers with no conviction. These are people buying up here. The market price can only move to places that there's a buyer and there's a seller. So somebody is buying up here and selling down here. The only way these long-term holders are buying down here at these smart money accumulation. Think about this. This is so much more important than people realize. This smart money accumulation, this smart money that's buying, who are they buying it from? They're buying it from people that are scared and selling at this level that was the lowest, in this case, the lowest that it had been from 69,000. Maybe there's a couple long-term holders, but it's such a disproportionate number of people selling at this level that are basically no strategy, selling in fear. And who are they selling them to? The whales, the smart money, the people that make millions and billions of dollars. Same thing back over here. So do you want to be this guy that's a hype cycle buyer, or do you want to be this guy that's a smart money buyer buying from people's fear? And the reason why I say that is because when we're looking at this chart, this is basically a direct graph of people less and less aware of how markets work. And somebody buys the euphoria, they buy the FOMO, their friends and family, and their just general awareness maybe have been talking shit about Bitcoin and crypto all the way through here. And it's like, oh man, Bitcoin's at 20. Oh yeah, maybe I should get on Bitcoin. And then it drops. Don't be that guy. But the point of this is for all of you, and I don't want you all to be these hype cycle buyers. I want you all to make money. If you guys are not making money, then I'm failing my job. My job here is to help you get to where you want to be with your goals. And I cannot give you financial advice. I can just tell you from my experience what has worked, not only in my life, in my charts, in my portfolio, but also seeing the hundreds of other professional developers and traders and investors, what they've done, that I know firsthand the strategy here. So what we're seeing on this metric, and Kelly, this isn't exciting. I want to look at the 1 hour chart right now because I want to know what Bitcoin's going to do. Back your ass up and be patient. If you're not willing to look at the data, you don't deserve $1 in profit. And that's just the truth. Because if you're looking only at the price, then you are looking at something that can fuel your emotions, and you're in this for the drug of the feeling of the market. That's not what makes you money. Looking at the data and saying, man, this also, the inverse of this shows that there's a hell of a lot of long-term buyers right now, which means strength at this level. This means asymmetric risk opportunity more likely reward to risk sort of opportunity. And we can watch as this pushes up. It will push up as the higher the price goes. As you start taking profits, once we get above 100, 130, 150, you taking profits, meaning selling, means somebody's buying at that level. Now, there's no wrong buy in Bitcoin. Let me say this. There is no bad price point to buy Bitcoin. It's never too high or too low. What the question you should be asking is, what is your time horizon that you're looking for that investment to work in? Are you scalp trading? Are you swing trading? Are you willing to buy and hold for the next 10 years? Most people misunderstand what this means to trade versus what it means to invest. And so if somebody bought at the $20,000 peak back in 2017, it was a terrible investment if they didn't have the constitution to hold over a larger period of time. If they're buying because they see, oh, I'm going to miss out on this, they're also more likely to sell and capitulate much lower price and actually lose money on that investment. So there's no bad price point to buy Bitcoin. There's only bad strategy and lack of strategy. So understand, if you want to make money in this market, identify what your time horizon is, what you're willing to put on the table to potentially lose, and do you have the constitution to hold it if you are at a loss? This is the market. This is the opportunity of our lifetimes. So do not waste this opportunity. I cannot say that enough. So let's get into these charts. We got to talk about some things here. How many people we got in the room right now? This thing still doesn't show me the data when I'm live for some reason. I don't know why. We got 174 people it shows me right now when I reload the other page. Every single one of you, if you haven't shown some love, let YouTube know you like this crypto content. I'm here to bring a positive spot in your day and also break down what you can do to do better in this market so that you can also have a carryover effect and have do better in life. Hit that like button. Now, Bitcoin, we've talked about this. Let's get down to the 24-minute and see what's going on here. People losing money here without strategy. Liquidity washout. Look, up and then down. Now up, look at this. Tricked us above the trend signal line here on the 24-minute chart and back down. Now we're getting a little bit of a lower high. I do think at some point soonish, we may be getting a move to the downside, and I'm prepared for it. Down here, the 50,000 to 50,500 range, potential wick down below that. But as it stands right now, look at that. Right before this move, we had 3 bearish divergences here on the BitLab trading stack. There we go. But what's it looking like on the 4 hour? Is there any signal? There we go. So look at this, just riding. Trend signal line, you see this red? And it flips green right here. The most basic signal you can use. If you don't want to do anything else, just look at the trend signal line color. Red, okay, you don't get in yet. Not only do we have the green signal right here on the BitLab trading stack, we also get this reversal signal. At the same candle, we get 3 bullish divergences right here. So not only did we try to test below this weekly VWAP, we came up, found support, got 3 bullish divergences, AKA they're putting fuel in the car to go up the hill. And not only that, we got this potential reversal symbol. That's what REV means right here. And we see the money flow tried to dip down, but came back positive, and the momentum is moving to the upside. Stoplight action protocol, 3 signals at minimum that support your thesis, and you don't have more than that negate your thesis. So we're getting 3 green lights right here. Boom, obvious great sign right here. In addition to all this, we also had that trend signal line flip green. And then what do? We push up, find support, push up, find support on the trend signal line. See this? Boom, boom. So this was a little concerning because it came all the way through this dynamic support zone, but then boom, rocketed back up, came back over, and now we're testing below the trend signal line within this order block that was printed here by the BitLab volume, BitLab trading stack signal right here, this green block. Found support on the previous range high, as well as this diagonal support push to the upside. Now, you see how we're testing into this zone in some capacity all the way up. So if we're able to just bounce here, great. 51.4, great. Very bullish. It very well could happen. But as it stands right now, I want you to notice we have this pretty large bearish divergence right here on the momentum as well. We can also see it here on the RSI. We can also see it right here on the stochastics. So what do I mean? We have this high on all three of these different data points: momentum, RSI, and stochastics. We have a higher high over here and a lower high over here. And on these same points, if I put a vertical line on here, it'll show exactly where we're at looking at on the price action. Price action is much higher, and there's relatively on all these three pretty important signals, all three of these signals are showing a little bit of weakness here. Now, it doesn't mean it has to break down. What that means is I'm getting more concerned with likely upside, and we're talking about this level that we're in. We had these moves to the upside. We have not come back and tested, this key round number 50,000 that's also in the middle of this order. So this is giving me that sort of vibe. It also looks a little bit like a bull flag though. So I'm going to watch for either direction here right now, because the one thing I will say that will negate this idea of a potential pullback in the immediate future to test this is that the market is starting to get this exuberance coming in with positive press. The fact that we've broken above 50,000, the fact that, BlackRock's involved, they're advertising, Fidelity's advertising. We have positive price action and the growing awareness on an exponential level now. And so more and more people are getting this sort of pinged in their ear in conversations. And so maybe we just have that move to the upside. As it stands right now, I'm kind of sitting here waiting on the sidelines, trying to figure out which direction it's going to go. But if I had to make a bet, we're getting these sort of periods, these about the same amount of, time. That's 1 day, 8 hours, 1 day, 10 hours. Where are we at right now? 1 day, 8 hours. So on a time basis, we're kind of in that zone right now also. That's suggested on the 1 hour. Now we were looking at the 4 on the 1 hour. We had 3 bearish divergences right here. Look at this. 3 bearish divergences on the 1 hour, and the price action lost the trend signal line, came back up into it, rejected back down. Fake out. This looks like, to me, the makings of the potential drop to come, because we have the 3 bearish divergences after we had just dropped out of the trend signal line, and we came down and had a fake out to the upside only to have a bearish engulfing candle. This candle says, okay, bulls are trying. Psych, gotcha, bitch. You see, this is what's happening right here. And we have the price action, boom. Now we're not yet quite creating this lower low from this region, but now on the breakdown right here, look at this. This is just, I can see it just by looking at it with my eyeballs. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this. Price action breakdown. Price action breakdown. It bounces up, cannot even make it up into the golden pocket, rejects below the trend signal line. And now, so this is telling me it's more likely than not. And look at this also on a very tight scale. We can see this roundingness. It's telling me there is a strong likelihood that we do get that move to the downside. Maybe it's quick, maybe it's not, but I'm ready for either direction. Let's go ahead and look at a couple other things that I want to look at here. Ethereum making some moves, great sort of signals for some potential. Look at this. These shift. This shift could be a reversal or just the bullish momentum is kind of evaporated at the moment. Look, we went sideways. Now we got another move to the upside, but this looks just like we just saw in Bitcoin. It looks like it potentially could be a fake out, but as it stands right now, this is looking more bullish in Bitcoin because Ethereum did have that move to the upside, came back down, but currently is holding this trend signal line on the 1 hour chart. So this is looking a little bit more bullish, but we do have this bearish divergence here on the RSI and on the stochastics. How do I know that? Higher highs over here, lower highs over here, and at the same time period, price is way down here and it comes way up here. So the underlying fuel is starting to wane. It's starting to minimize as this pushes up into the zone. However, on the same time frame, I do want to point out that Ethereum is breaking out against Bitcoin at the current time. On this 4 hour chart that goes all the way back to roughly January 18th, we've had this downtrend, and the ETH to Bitcoin pair has broken out, or is attempting to break out here. We do have a close above this, but we want to see if this is a fake out and comes back down or not, because we still have negative flow, money flow here on the ETH to Bitcoin chart. So we're going to want to keep an eye on this, because if ETH really starts pushing up, it could be a good signal for the rest of the market. The TOTAL3 here, which is all the other altcoins in the market. This is a total market cap minus Bitcoin minus ETH. Just type in TOTAL3. Click on your chart and just type TOTAL3. You don't always have to come up here and click on this. And then, no, you can just click on your chart. Boom, type TOTAL3. You can also type whatever else coin you want to look at, you know, GRT, whatever. Just so you know, quick little hack for you there. We did have this uptrend, a little bit of cool off here, bounce right on this previous range low and order block, and the TOTAL3 market cap is pushing up. Now on the 3-day, this is not showing currently. We're gonna want to watch this if this has a shift in the size of these bullish candles. If this starts printing a bit of a doji, maybe we get a little bit of a pullback, because what do we also see? We see a general downtrend in the volume. We got an impulse here, but now it's much lower, but we still have 2 days to go on that. Let's look at this on the daily. Okay, so the volume on the daily is starting to tick up. So this is good. We're going to want to keep an eye on this because this lets us know what's happening generally with those different altcoins we're trading. Now, when we look at ETH on just the basis of the ETH, the US dollar chart, let me see if I missed something. Green Day Profits gifted 1 membership. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Sorry I missed that before. I got the viewer activity up so I can see each and every time you guys do a super chat. I can see it. I want it because I have this bigger screen now, and I have so much of a better flow on this channel with all the stuff we do. I want to integrate you guys more. So if there's ever anything specific you want to see, you know, the best, and I'm not doing this to ask for money. The best way I can see it, because the chat goes by so fast. If you do a super chat, I will try to look at any coins that you guys put in there, because I have a thing here that shows viewer activity, and it separates everything out, and I can see specifically what those are. So it's easier for me to track. Also, Matt C, boy from so long ago here in the crypto space, wonderful gentleman, wonderful guy, gave a $20 super chat. I said, show this brilliant man some love, smash the likes. Everybody smash that like. Smash the like for crypto, not for me. Big love to each and every one of you. Ethereum, this is that point I bought on that crypto portfolio that I was sharing with you guys. This is that point that I layered in. This is why it's up, you know, $900 in under a week. No leverage, just buying on a strategic level to hold for 12 to 16 months, 12 to 18, where we bought. And look at this, just been pushing up. But we have some things we need to pay attention to. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Out of this channel that Ethereum has been trading in. So I don't want to say concerned. We have this giant order block that comes across right here, right below $3,000, right at $3,000. But when we get into this level right here, I'll be watching for a potential resistance here to either trade a bit sideways, but at some point also have a little bit of a retrace. But as it stands right now, this is looking very bullish, but this is that next level I'm looking at. If we do push up into this, then I'd be watching to come back and test this $2,700 mark. As it stands right now with Ethereum, if this were to break down from where it's at right now, I would do a fib just like this, put this up, see if the fibs line up with any of the order blocks. Yes. So we have the 382 right here, which is kind of in line, this region with this high. So this is the area I'd be leaning more bullish on this. Yes, price can come down here and test to this golden pocket, but I'd be leaning more of a bit of a washout to this zone and then bounce and continue higher. We have the money flow is positive here on the 8-hour, flip positive right here, right as this. See, these things work together, baby. Angled up, stochastics, RSI, momentum increasing with a lot of buying power. That's why these bars are green. It means there's a lot of underlying buyer, more buying than previously. So buyers are coming in. When we look down at the 1 hour, okay, we're getting a little bit of descent. We have these spikes, but the spikes are kind of somewhat descending this direction. So there's a little bit of uncertainty about this continuing to the upside. We can tell by the volume. Volume is telling you this story. And we have a little bit of a bearish divergence. So there's some bearish divergences brewing on these different coins we're looking at as this push higher. Does that mean that we can't go higher? No, it doesn't mean that. But it means the data is starting to show a little bit of weakness compared to what the price is doing. Now, with all the incredible brewing positivity underlying with what's going on in the crypto market with all these ETFs, there's a little bit of uncertainty, even people that are technical traders, because there's new data every day that's just like, what is happening? How many Bitcoin were bought? How few Bitcoin are available on exchange? Ethereum, we have an ETF right around the corner. Are we going to see something similar like we're seeing with what we saw with the Bitcoin ETFs? Is there going to be this huge institutional flood to this as well? There's uncertainty, that's underlying with a huge amount of bullishness on stuff. So you can't just look at every single specific signal and say, this is exactly what's going to happen. Mark your charts to the upside and the downside so you are prepared for anything. Let's go through a couple other ones. Link. Okay, we got a little bit of a flag here. 1 hour, boom, kind of trading to the downside, but this is, yeah, holding support on this zone right here. If we lose this, the next level I'm looking down is 1919. If we lose that, then, you know, a little bit further down. But I'm incredibly bullish on Link, even in the short term, but I do think we can get a pullback. But as it stands right now, this looks like it's doing what? It's stair-stepping up. Push up, this little downtrend. See this? Little downtrend chop, launch. Downtrend chop, launch. Downtrend chop. Now, it's important to note right here, what do we notice? What do we notice here? Look at the size of this. Now, is this next move to the upside, is this smaller or the same size? A lot smaller. So there's a little bit of, I don't want to call it uncertainty, but the bullish momentum is kind of slowed down here. Again, so we're going to want to kind of pay attention to what's going on because we don't want this to start ending up to be a rounding top like this, in which case we at some point could look to test down into here and potentially back down to, you know, these sort of levels down here in the 16s. But then remember, not the worst thing in the world if that happens, because I believe in this project. So of course I want this to go lower. But if you're a bull and you're trying to look for a long, maybe you take a long, like a spot trade long, and then it goes lower and you're frustrated. Don't be frustrated. Remind yourself that you're able to lower your average entry if it does go below your point. Now, if you're leverage trading or doing any of those things, be smart about it. Use your stop losses and be okay with those stop losses getting hit. So you don't keep moving it because you so believe it's going to go up. So you keep moving your stop loss down further all the way to the point where you either nearly liquidate or liquidate yourself. Because as it stands right now, I mean, this is feeling so good, these markets. Got a bit of a trend line right there. Let's watch for a potential breakout. Now, we do have some weakness coming in. See these large momentum waves and a bit smaller, much smaller right here. Money flow is kind of chopping back and forth between neutral and positive. Just be a little cautious right here. Next level up, I would see on Chainlink. Let's go. So this is kind of where we're at right now. This is where we're at right now, yeah. So we're coming into a pretty highly contested area. All of this chop over here, we draw a box. What's in the box? So how do I draw it like this? Bounce, bounce, bounce on the top, bounce at the bottom of this box, bounce at the top of this box, rejection at the bottom of this box. You see how these different levels are informing me what box region I want to look at when we come over into this zone. Now, when we double click on this now, there we go. 4. Okay, now we can see faster. We're coming into a zone highly contested with previous price action. Now we also see a little bit of bearish divergence from the top of this momentum wave to this one. Why do I know that even though the line isn't drawn? Because this top right here is lower than this top right here. Whereas this top down here on the data point, the momentum is higher and then subsequent one is lower. This means we are losing momentum as this is pushing higher. Forward sort of projecting sort of signal based on past price action, but this is suggesting a sort of loss of momentum into the zone, which is understandable because we just outlined this is a somewhat of a contested area. So let's see what happens in here. I think this could probably push back up into this and then come back down if it does break bullish. But as it stands right now, I wouldn't rule out even a little wick higher into the zone, fake out, and then come down, test somewhere into this 19, lower 19 sort of range. That's what I'm seeing there. Now, SEI has been ripping. SEI, this is where we bought. And guys, I told you all this in the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord, get in here. I broke down what it was as what I was getting initially. This was, what day was this? The 10th. So 5 days ago. 5 days ago. And I'm up thousands of dollars on a sort of conservatively sized altcoin portfolio. This isn't some $500,000 play. This is just started with $14,000 and I just kind of scaled into it. And we can see that things are, I added some more SEI on the 11th and more near. And when we're looking at this right now, this is where we scaled, bought, and then I scaled in some right in this zone, right here on the 11th. So boom, right here. So these 2 points, and the market is just ripping higher. And do we need to be concerned? Let's go into a little bit of price discovery here. I mean, I'm not going to consider this peak here because this was just the launch. So where this is at right now, option F, top to bottom. Why am I doing this? Because I can do a fib extension and see, look at this. This came right up into the 382. I'd be watching to test somewhere between the 1.618, excuse me, and the 1.786. But as it stands, looking at this on the daily, the stochastics are starting to roll over. Which means there might be a little bit of I mean, this was a big move that's happened recent, over the last week. And as this is pushing up, higher highs here on the RSI and the stochastics, higher highs here, lower highs. See this down and see this one. This is RSI and this is stochastics. And in that same time period, this is getting much higher, coming into a zone. Now we have an order block. It wouldn't be out of the question for this to come back and give us another opportunity down in the 87 cent range, 87, maybe even testing a bit lower. What would this move right here be? Option F from the bottom to the top. So yeah, so 89 to 87 cent range is what I'd be looking at potentially if we do get a little bit of a rollover. And then of course it's golden pocket down here at the basically 84 sort of cent. But there are things brewing. Things are feeling good. Things are feeling, and don't let the excitement and how good things feel make you lose sight of what your goals are. If you're taking snapshots of your portfolio, you're feeling good about it. It's a reminder that maybe you need to ask yourself, okay, and we should do this regularly. What's my goal with this portfolio? Who am I trying to help with it? Myself, my family, my life, pay for whatever it is. Is what I'm doing right now servicing that? And what's my risk adjustment on this? At what point am I going to be taking profits? At what point do I want to rotate some capital? If you're not asking yourself these questions, you're going to be caught in the emotional bubble that happens in this market that triggers you out of your money. And by the way, I do want to say, and this is just because we've had this promotion going on, but I want you all to be able to take advantage of this while it is here. We have a huge promotion going on right now that is expiring this weekend. I extended it to Sunday. So take advantage of this while you can. It's at lab.bitlab Academy. Here, sign up here. Here, I'm going to do insiders deal. Take this. It's in the live chat. It's lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. Lab.bitlabacademy/Josh. You can sign up. Josh and I together are doing a member stream in the premium Discord today. You can sign up for, this is a 30-day free trial. So you can just go see if you like it or not. Not just the free area, but the whole members area with the different charts we show and everything. I mean, we break down, I share stuff on a daily basis here. Josh in here doing morning updates and liquidation charts. TA Tim, we got VIP charts, and you can request different things you want to see and chart requests. And we do members, streams, and classroom sessions and all that. That's all you get. You can try all that for free for 30 days. And then it automatically just, you'll get billed at Josh's old grandfathered rate from his other Discord at $25. That's it. And then you also have the opportunity to upgrade if you want to use these indicators. All these indicators that we have, and as well as the courses, you'll get full access to the courses if you take the upgrade that's right after the sign up for the Discord. And you can really understand the different strategies, not only in the charts, but also the balance and the psychology and stuff, and how to read on-chain data so you can see stuff before it happens. Take advantage of it while it's there. It's lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. We got another private member stream today in the Discord going on at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I just want you guys to take advantage of it while it's there. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. And I do want to say, again, thank you to one of our partners here at, where is it at? Decrypted.tax. I don't even know where it's at. Decrypted.tax/hit. I don't know where it's at. I have it somewhere here. It's somewhere there. Decrypted.tax/hit. Take advantage of it. Do your taxes. Get your money back. Put it in the market. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Again, you guys said at the beginning of the stream, oops, you guys told me at the beginning of the stream where you thought you're going to post it in the comments down below this video, not in the live chat. Post your comments down below this video after the stream wraps. And if you're watching it later, what price point do you think Bitcoin and ETH are going to be at the end of the bull market? Let's see. Maybe we'll do a special giveaway for whoever's the closest to it within whoever's the closest to the price. So put it as an exact price as you want. I'll come up with a really good giveaway. Let me know what your thoughts are. Share it in there. I love you guys. That's all I got. Did I get all the super chats? Let me look real quick. I don't want to, I'm vowing not to miss any more super chats because I want to be able to engage with you guys when you guys do share super chats and show what you guys want to see. So I'm waiting to see. Okay, I got all the super chats. Great. I love you guys. Thank you for all the members that are here. Thank you for each and every one of you that are here on a daily basis. I'll see you in the Discord. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. GreenCandlesEveryday.com. Let's get this, mother. Hit that like button. See you in the Discord.